much for being with us tonight, Chris.
Thanks for having me back, Al.
Okay, so as a social networking expert, what do you think about the decision that the pastor made?
Well, I will first say that I was raised Catholic, so I can respect the energy behind what the Reverend was attempting to accomplish. He sees an issue, he thinks that this is the resolution. However, I potentially think that blaming Facebook for the extramarital dalliances of the parish is certainly misguided. The way I like to look at it is that social media on a whole has potentially become, there's a science fiction book by James Halpern called The Truth Machine. And when The Truth Machine in this futuristic scenario is first released, everybody gets very upset about it and it doesn't accept it at all. And then the next generation realizes that because of the Truth Machine, they can't cheat on exams, they have to be honest with each other, and social relationships become much more tight and much more fruitful. Politicians can't lie, etc.
Well,
So maybe we're the first stages of that.
He's saying this is a new form of temptation, basically.
Perhaps.
But here's the thing, too. I mean, the Reverend has a very interesting statistic to back him up. Now, the American Academy of Matrimonial Lawyers says 81% of its members have used or been faced with evidence used from social networking sites in divorce cases over the last 5 years. So what is your take on this? What's the point?
My take is it's almost along the lines of, guns don't kill people, people kill people. And we can't really go get too crazy and point the finger at Facebook. If again, somebody was interested in learning about somebody and getting their information, whether it were Facebook or whether it would be sending picking up the phone and having a phone conversation. It's just a manner with which we can communicate as a culture. So it does speed up the process, but to blame Facebook in and of itself is a dangerous way.
But, it really is a wild social phenomenon. And, I mean, just what do you think it is about Facebook that seems to get people to hook up with other people they normally wouldn't if Facebook didn't exist?
Well, Facebook is very well built. The infrastructure and the manner with which you engage with individuals within the Facebook community does facilitate the communication and reaching out to people that you've lost touch with. That's one of my favorite parts about Facebook is contacting people from Mayapack, where I grew up, and getting all excited about talking about things that happened in the 80s. There is that part of people's curiosity where they might look for that ex-girlfriend, they might look for that one dalliance that they had years ago in the city and say, I wonder what that person is doing.
But Chris, let's go back to it again, okay? I mean, do you think that we're going to see more people, and I know you talked about it, blaming Facebook for the problems that they think the social network got them into?
I think it's just a lot of people that might have gotten caught with their hand in the cookie jar and they're saying it's Facebook's fault, and we need to be very careful about that. It's a human behavior. Facebook is helping to speed up that conversation, but you certainly can't point the finger to Facebook.
All right, Chris, I know you're not a marriage counselor, but let's talk about this pastor again. While he says he's really just trying to help his parishioners stay married, do you think there's another option for these couples?
It's interesting. Before I came down to the studios, I had actually leveraged Facebook myself, posted a link about this story from the Reverend to my Facebook friends, and I said, "Hey guys, what do you think? What do you think about this Reverend? What's the deal here?" And a dear friend of mine from Mayapack, Jeremy Lichtenberger, posted something that I thought it resonated deeply, and he said, "Listen, let's offer an option for that community and say if they're concerned about the married individuals doing things on their own, why doesn't a married couple just have a shared Facebook page?"
That's a possibility.
Interesting option.
You could do that, right?
Who knows? Friend of yours.
Out there, no
Very smart
secrets. I like that. Hey, you got some promise
your friend
there.
should be a marriage counselor.
Good, interesting discussion. Good subject, too. I'm sure we'll hear more about this. Chris Dessi, again, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks so much.
Get MyFoxNY.com on your iPhone free at the App Store and stay connected.